Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So, yeah, Hemant sir, can I start now?
Anji Amiji, you can start, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, in this session, we will cover the steel design, and for this, I will do the create a transition tower for this. But before doing the steel analysis, I will explain our approach how to do the steel design. So here for the steel design we have two type of approach. First one, let the software decide the section size, or you can give it according to yourself also. Okay, so I will show you how we do these things. So come to the points. So first thing I have to show you the dimension of the water tank, water of a transition tower. So here you can see we have a transition tower of 30-meter height with base of 8-meter width. Okay, so we can create the transmission tower through the structure wizard also, or we can create it manually also. So most of the systems we can't create the transmission tower through the structure wizard, because in the structure wizard in few systems VB macros model will not work. Okay, so let me check. So when I use a simple transmission tower, so you can see here I am not able to see anything here at the structure wizard. So first thing, just minimize it. Yeah, so maybe you will get it from here. Yeah, or sometimes you will not be able to get these tower parameters. So here in that condition, if you don't have this option, then we can create it manually also. So I will tell you the manual method also. So here you can see our base dimension is the 8. So according to our project, we required the 8, so I will not change this value. So base dimension will be 8. Top dimension, here the top dimension will be 0. So I will provide the top dimension to 0 here. But see, if I don't change it, like if I provide the top dimension to 2 and the height of the system to the 30, division along the height is 6. So see what will happen. We will see a structure like this. But here the need is to change these parameters, top dimension to the 0 and the height of 30. Division along the height is, let me check. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 divisions are here. There are total 6 division along the height. So I will not change this value here and click on the OK. Now you can see. Now transfer this model to the Stat Pro. So when I was transferring it, we get a warning of duplicate beam and duplicate node, because providing the 0 length will create a 0-meter length data. If I give the base dimension to, top dimension to 0, that means at the top there will be a beam of 0-meter length, and you know that a beam of 0-meter length can't be created. Okay, so we have to identify that beam. So to identify the 0 length member, you have to select complete structure, then go to the utilities menu. Under the utilities menu, we have an option node tools and beam tools here. So under the beam tools, if you want to check the orphan nodes or duplicate nodes, so you can use the duplicate node method. So here you see we are getting a no duplicate node found. So now check it for the duplicate members also, or 0 length member also. So you can check it for the 0 length member. So here in the 0 length member, we are getting a beam number 45 is created with two nodes. Start node is a 25 and end node is also 25. That means for a beam there there should be two two nodes, it is compulsory that a beam can be created only when there are two nodes. But here you can see our beam number 45 is created with the same number of nodes. Like start node is also 25 and the end node is 25. That means the length of this member is 0. So that we have to delete this beam. So please remember, whenever from the structure wizard, if we give any parameter to the 0, then there will be there a beam will take place of 0 meter length, and in that condition every time you have to check it through the utilities menu. Okay, so here I will delete it, or you can see it also here in your through the geometry also. So come to the beam number 45. So here you can see the beam number 45 is created by the node number 25 and 25. So I will delete this beam from the structure wizard also. I can delete this to the structure wizard also. Okay, so now check it one more time. Come to the utilities beam tools and check the zero length member, and this time you will see no members of zero length found. Okay, now next thing is to create this part of the structure of the transition tower. So for this I will break. Let me check at the height of his at one two third after the third division. So let me check it. Come to the front view. Yeah, so yeah, one two and three. So just zoom this data, this structure, and for this beam and this beam I have to insert a node at midpoint so that we can create this supporting hands of the of your transition tower. So just insert the beam at midpoint. Now through the node cursor select this node and use translational repeat here. So first we have to repeat that beam up to a distance of 5 meter along the positive x-axis. So I will pick the global direction to x and default step spacing is 5, and don't link because I want to move the node only. Okay, so click on the OK. Same thing do for this node also. Select the node, use the translational repeat, and this time we will provide the spacing to -5 because we have to move it in the reverse direction. Now we have to merge this beam. This node was created for the only to create beam here. That's mean now we have to merge these beams. Okay, so just select it and click on the merge. So by merging them the node will be removed. Yeah, just zoom it because if you don't zoom it maybe when I click on we can select the wrong beam. So or you can also rotate the view also. So to rotate the view we have to use the view menu, because from the rotate command here the structure will be rotate, but I want to rotate the view only. So go to the view menu and from here we can rotate the view also. That means it is a view has been rotated, not the object. So through the view menu we will rotate the view only. Okay, so just select it and then merge it. Now through the add beam command add them. Okay, then beam from this node to this beam and do the same for here also. Then here. So now a complete structure has been created. So let me save this file first. So now its name is the structure one. Now I'm going to create this structure with the name with the manual method also. So for the manual method, first we have to create a triangular grid, sorry, a rectangular base. So base was of 8 meters. So just create a base of 8 meter length here. Just create a rectangle here. Now insert a node just at midpoint through the insert node command. Use the add midpoint command. Okay. Then move this node in the y direction up to a height of the total height of transition tower. So like if the height of the structure is of 30 meters, so just pick, give the value to 30 here and click on OK. Then through the add beam command, create the beams like this. Now just remove the bottom beams. Now we have to give divisions along the height. So just select all the beam and click on the insert node. This time we have to break it into the 6 equal part. We have to put the n is equal to 5 here and click on OK. Now through the add beam method, you have to click here. So if you click on the wrong any wrong place, then it will ask to insert a node. So we don't need to add the node. That's why we have to press no here. So this is the procedure of manual method. So but it is very complicated sometimes to identify the right node point. Okay, so that's why just arrange this view in the top view. In the top view we can draw it very easily. Just see, I'm just going to arrange it in the top or bottom view. So I will arrange it in the top view here. Now you can see, to the top view, just add the diagonal beams like this. So first let me create straight beam here. Okay, and now we have to connect all diagonal beams. So this is the manual method of creating your transmission tower. So and then after, to create its supporting hands, we have to repeat the steps as I created earlier also. Okay, so I think it's done. I will not waste too much time. I will open the last project also. You can see it, almost all the beam has been connected, but just a single side has been remained. So I will open the last file again. That was your structure one file. Yeah, after creating the structure, next thing it will be your properties. So now come to the properties. So for the steel structure, we have to give the property from the section database. So for the section, just click on the section database here. It will take almost 5 to 10 seconds to open a section database table. Yeah, here. So you can see the section profile tables here. So we have to select the Indian design, Indian codes here, Indian profile table. So here we have many different type of steel shapes, and in the first session I already explained what's the mean of the ISLB 75 and all. So here for the transmission tower, we don't know the exact section size of the steel points. So here I will apply any one steel type to the complete view. Like I'm just going to add the ISLB 100 for the complete view. So I will select the ISLB 100, then press click on the add. Now I will assign this value to the complete structure through the assign to view option. Then after I will add support here, a fixed support here. But when I do the steel design, so in the last, software will apply few properties according to the steel codes. Okay, that mean that these mean this will be your steel bar which will bear the most of the load of the structure. That mean the size of this steel column will be ISHB, that is the high weight beam, or ISWB, that will be the wide flange beam. We can't add the ISLB, that is the lightweight beam here. Okay, but here you can see I assign the ISLB to the complete view. That means when we analyze it, then we will get error, and then after software will apply the properties by itself. So how to assign these all values? We have to run this process up to the analysis part. Okay, so let's see, come to the loading part. So if it is a mobile transmission tower, then here you can only add, you can increase the self weight to 1.5, or because few communication components like machinery part will be attached with the structures. That means it will increase its weight. But if it is a electrical transmission tower, then we have to tie the we have to tie the uh, wires here. That means they will create a nodal load. So here I'm just going to add a nodal load. So for the nodal load, you have to create, go to the load case details option, and first will be your dead load. So add it, and self weight. Under the dead load, it will be your self weight first, and second will be your nodal load. So see how we will add the nodal load here. Go to the dead load and come to the nodal load here. So nodal here, the nodal load will act in the Fy and movement direction also, because they will rotate along the y-axis. Okay, because when we will tie the wire, it will pick around here. Okay, so that's why I have to put these values. Like if the nodal load is 1.5, and the moment my, the rotation of the moment will shown through the 1 or -1, because this 1 will show you the anti-clockwise direction, and -1 will show you the clockwise direction. I can show you, just wait. So this is the nodal load, and I'm going to add this nodal load to this node and this node only, and assign it to the selected node. So you can see I just put the value positive y along the my. So that's why you are seeing its direction is the anti-clockwise. If I add the value -1 here, so it will show you the direction will be reversed. It is now clockwise direction. Okay, so it will depend upon to the connection of the wires at these particular nodes. Okay, so next thing is you have to, we will add the wind load also here. So for this we have to give the definition first. So come to the definition, pick the wind definition, add. So whenever the structure have a height more than 15 meter, we have to add the wind load. So going to add it, come to the wind. Yeah, so calculate as per the ASC. So most of the electrical transmission tower is situated at the category 1, 2, and 3. So I will pick the category 2. That will be your uh, open area with very few obstacles. Okay. Then wind speed. If I'm considering it for north region, like cities like Kanpur or Lucknow, so we have to change the basic wind speed to the 47. Or if you are going to add it for us as you are going to the cities like Kolkata, it will be 50, and the cities like Visakhapatnam and Hyderabad, I think it will be 55. So it will depend upon to the IS. You can add this value through the IS 875 code also. So will add it according to this, and exposure value will be here. That will be your, we have the three types of exposure: B, C, and D. So D means if the structure is located at the shore lines, like at a seaside or anything. B will be structure is situated at a very if there is a very if there is a rough surface, that mean there will be obstacles. So I just considering it with the very few obstacles, that mean we can't add the exposure V here. So I will select the exposure C for this. Then after come to the structure type. So you know that it is not a building structure, so I have to change it to the truss tower here. So when I change it to the truss tower, you will get data like this. Then click on the apply, come to the next point, that is the truss tower data. You have to provide the tower height and width, all these things. So here you know the tower height was 30 meters, so at the 30, width was minimum width was 8 meter at the bottom, so you add the 8. Next come to the point, that is the ratio of the solid area to gross area. So this transmission tower, if we have when we apply the properties, so the total closed area, that means the total covered area by the steel versus the total area of the solid portion, the the ratio of this should be of 60%. You can see the ratio of the solid area to the gross area of the tower should be top data should be 60%. That is the default value. Sometimes we have to change it according to the our need also, like of 250 to 16, in between 16. So I'm not going to change it. And the second is the horizontal cross section. So this S shape, and if it is the angle, so most of the creator square sections only. And if it is a pipe section, then you have to pick according to this. Okay, and natural frequency for this will be 2, and structure damping ratio was 1%. I already defined it. Right, so then come to the design pressure and click on the apply, then okay, then click on add. Next thing will be your exposure factor, so it should be 1, and assign this to the view. Now come to the load case detail. Pick the wind load. To add it from the x direction. So go to the wind load, pick the direction X. Okay. Here, same. You can add the wind load from the negative X or Z axis also. Okay. So next thing will be create your auto load combination according to the steel design code. So it will be your table IS 800 2007 table 4. So here we have combinations. Now analyze your structure. This will be your primary analysis. And then after the primary analysis, we will do the steel design. So up to the primary analysis, you will not get the section size and these things. So I'm not going to define these values here. Let's come to the steel design. So for the steel design, change the unit to the mm and Newton. Yeah. So here first we will select the IS 800 code, then come to the defined parameters. So here we will get many different parameters. The parameters you will see here are changed as it was in the IS 456, because here we will get the parameter according to the steel design code. Okay, so first is the beam, that is the beam parameter. Like if we put the 0, the it will perform design at ends and those locations. You can see the value what if I provide the 0 or 1, so what will happen, you can see everything here. That is the can. This is for the deflection check. If you want to see the deflection check, you have to put the value 1 here, and same you will get a dj1 and dj2 values. It is for the, we have to put the dj1 dj2 value here. This will be your node number, because that mean at which point you want to see the maximum deflection. In that condition you have to select the nodes value. Like for if you want to see the deflection for this beam, then you have to provide the dj1 and dj2 values here, and also we have to provide the deflection maximum allowable local deflection length also. Okay, so these values should be assigned through the is 800 code. Okay, and also then next thing will be your d max. That will be the maximum size of the steel bars. Like you see, you can see there was an ISLB 75 and ISLB 100. So if I put the value, if I don't want to use the ISLB 75, then I have to put the D minimum value greater than 75. And same up to same in case of the ISHB, we have the ISHB 600, ISHB 650, and you don't want to add the section size, that will be the depth of the section more than 500 so we have to put the d maximum value up to the 500 here. That means ishb 650 or ishb 600 will not assigned here. Okay, so I'm just going to change the d maximum value up to the 600 and d minimum of 100. That means ISLB 75 will be not at here. Then FYLD, that will be the yield strength of the steel. It will be 250 or 350 values. So this is the default value. So I'm not going to change it. Then there will be a track command. So this track command will show you the detailed level. If I put the value T0, that track 0, that means software will only show you that if is your structure is pass or fail. But if you want to see the maximum details, then we have to select the value T2 here. That will be your track 2. Same if I select the T1, then it will print the design output at the intermediate detail level. That means not we can say the optimum detail. So if I want to see, if I want to check the maximum details, so we have to put the T track 2 here. So I will add the track 2 here. So you can see these values here. Just assign it to the view. In the steel design, commands is very important, because through the commands software will apply different types of section size and check the and analyze it, and then it will check is your structure is pass or fail. So first thing is the check code. That means check the adequacy of the member based on the specification of the desired code. That means software will apply different type of combinations to check to create the steel design. I didn't create any group here, so I will skip the group option. Now come to the member takeoff. So here we have two types of takeoff option. First one is your member takeoff, and second one is your takeoff. So takeoff will show you the total weight of the steel, but member takeoff will show you the detail of each type of steel shapes. Like if there is ISLB 100, ISHB 500, then total length of the ISHB and what is the weight of these things. So that means through the member takeoff we will get the more details. Okay, so I will pick the member takeoff here, then select optimize. So one more thing, I already explained that the software will add the steel shapes here. So if you want to control this, so you can control it through the select optimize. That means software will assign the optimum section size, not the maximum or minimum value. That means it this through the select optimize you will get the output. That means you will get an optimum strength values. Okay, that not the maximum. That means if I select the select option, then it will provide the least weight size. Okay, that means this maybe if the load is load, when we will increase the load, the structure may be failed. Okay, so but if I select the select optimize, that mean if the load is in, if we increase the load, then up to the up to an optimum value it will bear that load. That means structure can bear that load also. So I will use the select optimize option here, then after click on the takeoff also. Now assign these data also. So come to the check code, it will be assigned to the view here, then click on the still takeoff. Now analyze the structure one more time. Yeah, so come to the output option. So in this content you can see we have more than one steel design options here. So first one was created by ourselves, and remaining is created by the software. Okay, so let's start with the first steel design. So first, that I assign the ISLB 100 for each member. So for the member one, you can see the details like design code was the IS 800. I just provide the track too. That's why I'm getting the more data here. What is the properties? What is the Excel properties? What is the stress values? And all these things. Net now come to the next point. You can see it is getting fail here. Okay, that means for the member number one, what is the member number one? So this is your member number one, that is the beam number one. So here we can't add the ISLB 100. I already explained this. Here it should be ISWB or ISHB or anything. Okay, so let's see. Next was your member number two, and this member number two is also getting fail. Okay, some in some places maybe it will pass also. Like here we can see it is pass, but this is for the steel design which is defined by the software. Okay, so now click on the second steel design option here. So here the software will assign the structure, assign the section value according by itself. So I just click on the steel design one more time. So here we can see at the member number one, software is assigning the ISHB 200. You can see I already explained it. It may be of ISHB or WB. So you can see software is assigning the property ISHB 200 for the member number one, and for this it is pass. Okay, same for the member number 2, it is also assigning the ISHB. Okay, so software will assign different type of steel sets. Like here you can see ISWB for the member number 5, ISWB 225. So you can check the member number 5 also. Come to the geometry, select the member number 5. Here it is. So here it is assigning the ISWB. But this will give you uh, there. Let me explain. Just see. So here you can see in the takeoff option there are too many profiles. Okay, almost of, yeah, ISHB 200, ISWB 225, ISHB. So there are too many section profiles. Okay, so that's why sometimes we have to add this property according to yourself. But for this you have to be get experience, at least you get the correct you have to get experience, uh, approximate you can assign a value up to the these points. Like अगर मुझे इसमें पता हो कि मुझे यहाँ ISHB ही यूज करना है, लाइक आई ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन दैट हियर ISHB विल प्रिफर्ड, सो दैट मीन आई नो दैट कि ये आपका ISHB के लिए पास हो सकता है। या जैसे मैंने ऐड किया ISJB, तो मुझे पता है दिस इज अ जूनियर बीम, सो दिस JB विल बी असाइंड on that beam which will suffer very less load, like ISJB. For the ISJB, let me show you the properties again. Yeah, so that was the ISLB 100. Now come to the ISJB. So here ISJB, ISLB. Okay, so ISJB, let me search the ISJB in the list. ISLB 125. So it is on the member number 109, and for the member number 109, ISLB 125 is getting that is the very, it is a lightweight beam. Okay, for the member number 109. So now let's see where is the member number 109. Come to the member number 109. So on the member number 109, there will be very listed force. You can see it here. It is the member number 109. Same for this type of steel. There will be a different type of steel. Okay. So that was the procedure of giving the data through the software. Now we can assign this value by ourselves also. Okay. So for this, I will show you one more example of an industrial warehouse. So let me open that file. So for this industrial warehouse, I will show you the dimensions and material types which I applied here. Yeah, so total height of the structure for the column is, go to the utilities menu, node tool, node to node distance. Here it is 5 meter, and here it is of 2 meter, that means total height is 7 meter. Now check the width, so it is of 16 meter here. Okay, and the distance between the rafter is 4000, that means a single purlin's length is of 4 meter. Okay, so this is the dimensions. Okay, now come to the properties. So for this type of steel, let me open the analysis output file. So here this was defined by us. I just add the ISHB 450 value. This ISHB 450 and tube 4044 was defined by me. Okay, let me yeah, wait. So for the purlin, I I add the value 70 by 30 by 3.2. And for the strut, that is your strut. Let me open where is the strut. Yeah, so this is your strut. So for the strut, I assign the value tube 4044 because this will bear the very less data. And for the rafter, this is your rafter here. So for the rafter, I assign the value tube 8044. Okay, and for the column I add the ISHB data. Okay, that was the data which I add to the properties. ISHB 450, sorry, ISHB 150. Let me open ISHB 150. Yeah, and tube 8044 and 4044, that is the here. For the start I add the tube 4044. Okay, and tube 8044, tube 8044. Let me check. This was the 44. Yeah, this was it was a tube 154. So for the rafter I give the value tube 154. And for the column I assign the ISHB 450. Okay, and for the strut I give the value, let me check. Yeah, it was 4044. Okay, and for this bracings and purlin I give the value tube 7073. And the remaining values like ISWB 350 and ISWB 250, this was defined by the software itself. Okay, so I just add the value ISHB 450, tube 154, tube 4044, and tube 7073.3. Okay, so this was the four values which I defined, and after these four values the next was defined by the software. And in the output you can see the values. First one was defined, created by me. For the IS 450 it is passed, for the IS HB 450 it is also getting passed. You can see that by these values still I am not getting any error. Okay, if you get the error for any assigned value, then you can increase the type also. Like earlier I give the uh, rafter value tube 8044, but for the 8044 it was getting failed. That's why I changed the value that up to the tube 154. That is the 150 and 400 means the it is a tube of elliptical cross section, and the major axis of 100 mm, minimum axis of 54 mm, and the thickness of the tube is of 4 mm. That is the mean of this data. Okay, same in case of tube 7077. That means the tube is of circular shape. That means major axis and minor axis both are of same dimension. That is the 7070, and the thickness of the material is 3.3 mm. Okay, so you can add this value manual also. Now let me show you few more tools of the software. Like if you want to open any view in different window, like I just want to open the only this side view in a new window, just select the part which you want to open and just right click there and open a new view. So this new view, when you're going to open it, you will get a two option. One more, one is the create a new window for this view or display the view in the active window. If I click on the create a new window, then new window will be open like this, and in this new window you will see the only selected part here. But same if you click on the display the view in the active window. That means now you can see the this view only. And after this, if you want to see the whole structure again, come to the view menu. Here you will get an option display the whole structure. So for the bracing purpose, I just select the side view and open it in the new view. Then after I just do the bracing here, that is the bracing. And then after I select the view menu again and click on the display whole structure, so that you will be able to see the complete structure one more time again. Then yeah. Yeah, so now come to the new view, that is the view management. So if you want to save that side view as a view, so just select that particular view, then open it in a new view. Then after through the view management, you can save this view with any name like side view. Okay. So whenever it is required to open your side view one more time, so just go to the open view and select that particular side view, then you will be able to open that view at any time. Okay. Next thing, come to the properties geometry. So up to this point, do you have any doubt? Then please ask. Because this session was very small. I think up to the 3:30 we can complete the session. Yeah. Okay. So I'm maximizing the render view structure. Yes. For this we have to. I just consider the window also. So for that you have to add the uh, story drift value, and then after you can see the lateral load response also. So you can let me check it for your water for your transition tower. I applied it or not. I think in the water in your structure. Sorry, in the transition tower, I didn't add the storage stiffness. So you can add it through the analysis menu. Come to the post processing. Go to the define command. Select the story drift value for the 0025 for the wind load, and run the analysis one more time. So we can see the story drift value. That means due to the lateral loads, it is getting, you are getting the structure is safe. Okay. Any other question? Actually, this is our last session. That's why I'm asking if you have any doubt from session 1 to up to this point, then you can ask me. I just shared my contact number also here, and I will share my email ID also, so that if you have any doubt, you can share your doubts. This will be according to the design codes. Like for the seismic, we have to provide the value 0.004, and for the wind load, we add this value 0.0025. You can get it in the IS 875 code also, or you can read it in the Bentley's communities also. This Bentley communities will guide you too much. You can see I have your tabs also here. Like if I want to see any relation, like any doubts, like the relationship between the models of substrate reaction and bearing capacity, this will help you to do the foundation design, because in the under the foundation design, sometimes we have the data of soil bearing capacity, but we have to put the data in form of subgrade reaction values. So through this will help me too much. That's why you have to use this communities.bentley.com. This will help you too much. Here you will get the answers from the expertise. So if you don't have any doubts, so I can conclude here. Yeah, Hemant sir.
Yeah, Amit, thank you so much for being with us for all these 5 days. I
Yeah,
really
welcome
take
sir.
this opportunity to thank you a lot because you have been very punctual and all the sessions have been very, very informative.
Yeah,
And you have gone into deep details, explaining all the processes involved for the design of RCC as well as steel structure. So thank you, Amit, once again. Thank you for your continuous support.
yeah, welcome sir.
And I would like to thank all the participants also for being with us for these 5 days. And I'm pretty sure that with the kind of input Amit has given to us all, you'd be confident enough to create the geometry, do the analysis, and do ultimately the design part of different elements involved. So before we conclude the session, Amit, there's one query in the chat box. Maybe you can reply to that. But before that, I would request all the participants that before we conclude, I would request all of you to please do fill up the form, the feedback evaluation performer, that is very much required by our institute for the purpose of enhancing our dissemination of such kind of programs. So if you want to add, if you want us to bring about some improvement in the kind of inputs we have given to all of you during this 5 days program. So it will help us in improving our program and reaching out, to the larger, society, larger, people who are involved in the design projects in the society. So thank you once again. And before you quit, I would request again once all to you all that please do fill up the feedback performer. And Amit, there is a small query in the chat box. If you can reply to that.
Yeah, I can sir. Yeah, I already shared my contact number and email ID. So please message me there, and then I will share the project also. Like I already shared one project. I think that was shared. Let me check it. I just shared the project also before earlier also. So if it is still required, then please message me. I will share a complete project also.
Yeah. Since you have the details of Amit with you all, so if you have got any query further on, you can directly be in touch with him. He'll try to sort out your issues and problems. And then he has given you, that one link also, communities.bentley.com. So if you further have any queries, you can reach out to that site as well. So thank you to all once